Dressed to Kill is Kiss's 1975 album with that featured Rock and Roll All Night on it. And why the heck am I talking about the Kiss album? I want to talk about the movie Dressed to Kill from 1980, Brian De Palma. Now, it wasn't Brian De Palma's breakout film or anything, but it is one of his most underrated films. He kind of went into a bit of a slump in the 90s and 2000s. So anything that's like roughly like casualties of war and before, you know that if it's Brian De Palma, that it was going to be great. Yes, this movie is Hitchcockian, but it's mostly Psycho. As I said, this movie isn't a remake of anything. It's not a remake of Psycho, but you can still kind of tell that this movie would not exist without Psycho. If Brian De Palma was to have created this Dress to Kill movie, yes, he would have inserted some inspirations of Michaelangelo Antonioni, but the whole Psycho inspiration would have been very, very different. Yeah, I don't even think this is like a spiritual remake either. I just think that De Palma, big fan of Psycho, and he just decided to do his own little thing to it. So the movie deals with this woman who's kind of sex-starved, and she's feeling unloved. It's Angie Dickinson. And she, one day, after a little bit of following and stuff, she gets murdered by this blonde woman with big sunglasses. And there's this razor, one of those straight razors that look like butter knives. The woman that witnesses it is an escort who's played by Nancy Allen. She tries to explain everything to the police, but you know, who's going to believe her? Like, there's no evidence. There's no witnesses that actually saw this tall, blonde, long-haired woman with big sunglasses. Angie Dickinson's son is this nerdy teenager who's like superb in science, and he feels really guilty about the whole thing, and he wants to put some of his science things to good use and help possibly catch this killer. Nancy Allen eventually is getting stalked by this same woman. It isn't the fact that, you know, she witnessed some of it, and now it's like a case like, okay, can't be any witnesses. No, there's some other crazy motives. The whole thing is it's not really centered around Michael Caine, but Michael Caine kind of ties both stories together. Because the first about 40 minutes of the film is Angie Dickinson, and the second hour is Nancy Allen. And Michael Caine ties the stories together by him being this psychiatrist, and Angie Dickinson is she kind of falls for him a little bit. She really wants a physical intimacy, and Michael Caine himself is also superbly interested in finding out who this killer is. So yeah, you have these three different stories with Dickinson, Caine trying to find the killer, Nancy Allen trying to find the killer, and while also dodging this killer. So when the movie is happening, you kind of figure out, I guess you could say, who this killer is. It's really not that hard to understand, and I'm sure that if you've never seen Dress to Kill before, and you find out who this killer is, I just simply hope that you're not really like let down by it. It is pretty clear. Like they do kind of spell it out for you who this killer is, but it's not one of those films where the big reveal is the big reward of the film. There's sure lots of films like that the bigger reveal is the bigger reward, but that's not the case with the Dress to Kill. I mean, yes, it is. It is kind of cool when you see that the killer, and you're like, oh, okay, but it's not like, whoa, oh my god, I did not see that coming. It's more like, oh, okay, just because you can see it kind of coming a mile away. Ultimately, what makes this movie so good is that yes, it's not where you go, okay, it's how you get there, and it's also the why this woman is stalking and killing these others. It's the why that really gets to it. Yes, it's not the destination, it's how you get there, and it's why you're going there. Also, the acting in this film by the three leads, by Kane, Dickinson, and Allen, that's all good stuff. And Dickinson's son, superbly underrated guy. I don't think I've ever seen him. I might have seen him before, but the year was 1980, whatever. This is this is such an enjoyable, wondrous watch. And when this movie came out, of course, there was the whole thing of like X rating and unrated stuff. But times have changed a lot since 1980, so it doesn't have the same shock value as contemporary sex films do. Because yes, this is an erotic thriller, but there's so much worse things today. So I'm not saying that this movie. Yes, this movie is shocking, but I'm not saying that it's like, oh my god, this is such a crazy ass piece of work. Nah, if this was 1980 or 1981, yes, definitely it would be a shockaroo. But 40 some years later, nah. I loved Dress to Kill a lot. I don't think that it quite achieves a very high standard, but maybe I'll end up changing my mind. Maybe I'll just keep loving it even more. Maybe whatever. But the way that stands right now, I feel like giving Dress to Kill from 1980 3.5 stars out of 4. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you again next time.